Okay, I'm gonna respond to this because I'm also gonna put this on my traveling blog as well. Because now that I'm becoming a travel agent, this is why I read y'all comments because that's important. That's why I started a travel blog because I knew eventually I was gonna be a travel agent, and these things are important. And I'm also gonna put this on my YouTube channel, so I'm gonna use your comment. So let me say this: she's absolutely correct in this comment because, again, a lot of people go off what they see. And a lot of people don't go on many different trips, or they do go on trips based on what they see. And then when they get there, their experience either is going to be what they wanted or what they don't want. So when I book travels, I'm going to make sure you are going on a cruise that works for you. Okay? Now, if I know based on a lot of bloggers, when they talk about Carnival, when it comes to a lot of fights, I look at what boat that is. I look at when they went. I look at all of that because I went on Sunrise and I went in January and I didn't have that experience. Okay. When I was on Margaritaville, they said the food was going to be bad. I was going to have a bad experience. I didn't have that. So, again, that's because, again, it's not about everybody else's experience, it's about yours. See, that's the problem. Everybody want to be like everybody else, want to do what everybody else doing, but you're forgetting who you are, which is where my coaching comes in at. I'm a healing and recovery coach as well, and a mental health and addiction coach. And so again, it's important that people understand that when you pick a cruise, don't pick it because everybody else is on that cruise ship, okay? Because my experience with Margaritaville wasn't everybody else's when they first went on that boat. They've made a lot of improvements when it came to that boat. So when I read your comments when it comes to Virgin, I get it. Some of y'all love Virgin. Some of y'all gonna hate Virgin. Some of y'all gonna be neutral. And that is okay. Okay? But I'm gonna make sure if you somebody like to party, summer it is. That's just all there is to it. Summer. That is the best time to go on every single solitary cruise ship is during the summer. I don't care what boat it is. You're gonna have a good time because those boats gonna make sure during the summertime you gonna have a good time because number one, there are kids. Like Royal is gonna make sure the kids have a good time. When it comes to Princess and when it comes to MSC and Margaritaville, Celebrity and Virgin, it's going to be about you partying and having a great time. Okay? And when it comes to Carnival, Carnival's all year round. But Carnival especially turns up during the summer. The summer is when every boat turns up. Okay? But if you go during between September and January, I say February, maybe early March, you gonna get a more calmer boat. Okay? Because it's a cold season. Y'all gotta think about that. It's cold. Ain't nobody gonna be wanting to party in as cold as I don't know what outside. Especially even when y'all go to clubs, y'all complain. It's cold. That is different. It's different during the summer and the spring when you party than when you do in the fall and winter. It just is. When you in the winter, it's more so I want to cuddle up, I want to watch a movie, I just want to chill. Okay? So if you somebody that's more of a winter person and a fall person where you just want to chill, you don't want to party, you don't. Okay, y'all, I'm sorry I had a phone call, but back to this message. Again, the one thing that I'm learning in my healing recovery that I'm now incorporating into my travel agency is you better live your life because you run out of time. There are millions of people that are dying at their desk that do not wake up tomorrow and they didn't do nothing. They didn't travel, they didn't do nothing. My dad was an example of that. My dad did not travel after getting out the military. My dad did not enjoy his life the way that he should have. So I will say this: I'm not going to be that person. I'm living my life. I am traveling. I am seeing the world. And so when I lost my job in January of this year, I said I was never working for another company no more. And I was going to build something. And I'm going to take everything my father left me and I'm going to build something. And that's what I intend to do. I intend to travel. I intend to see the world. But I also am going to make back the money that I made into a travel agent or whatever business that I do. That money is coming right back to me because it's an investment. So when I go to these places and I travel, it's not just for vacation. It's also to show my clients places that they've never thought they could ever go to, places that they didn't even know existed, and that are affordable. Okay? So, again, as a travel agent, I'm going on every single last one of these ships, not because for a vacation only, but it's also to show these ships and showing the different places and the different things that you can do that are not typical to what you normally do. That is how my travel agency is going to be. It is not going to be based on just showing you the things that we as Americans do here. I don't want to do nothing that I do here. That's the whole reason of me leaving the country, to do something that is different. When I move to another country, I am not American when I move to that country. I'm being a part of that culture, being a part of their community. And yes, it is different and it is an adjustment. But guess what? I'm going to adjust. So if I go to Virgin, I'm going to go to Virgin and I'm going to adjust to Virgin and how Virgin is. If I go to Princess, I'm going to adjust. No matter what, I'm going to adjust. That's just what I'm going to do. Because it is about an experience and what that cruise ship is going to give me. Because eventually you're going to get tired of Carnival. You're going to get tired of partying. You're going to want something new. And so the same way that you elevate and you evolve in your life, your career, your business, you need to evolve when you travel. You may not have never done bungee jumping a day in your life. But when you do it, you're going to want to do it over and over and over again. You've never done bungee jumping. You never jumped out of a plane. But when you do, yes, you're going to be scared. Fear. Y'all have been so used in the United States of fear, and somebody just psyching you out into not actually living. And when y'all get off that boat, you be like, oh my God, why do I have to get off this boat? You know where your jet lag come from? It don't come from that plane. It comes from dread. And the fact that you're dreading the fact that you got to sit up here and come back home to where you don't even want to come home to. You don't even want to go back. You just want to stay there. If you could pack up all your stuff, matter of fact, if you could leave your stuff and just stay there, you would. If you can go to Turks and Caicos, if you can go to the Bahamas, if you can go to France, wherever you go, there's going to be that one place you're going to be like, this is home to me. This is where I need to be. And guess what you're going to do? When you go back, you're going to try everything you can to get there. For those of us who really want to be there. For the rest of y'all, even though that's where you're supposed to be, you ain't going to, because you're going to go right back to that life of sitting in front of that desk, going outside in that concrete, going out there in manufacturing, whatever it is that you do, and work 8 hours a day. And you're not going to be able to take another vacation till maybe 2 or 3 years later. Why? Because the way they do things as far as jobs are concerned, you only get PTO for 40 hours. Some of us get 80 hours. Some of us get 120. But guess what? Between going to doctor's appointments, between being sick, that all goes towards your PTO. You don't get sick leave anymore. So that is the reality that y'all need to face. So the only way you're going to be able to do what you want to is if you build an international business. Not just a U.S. business, an international business where you get clients and you get people that buy your products from around the world and which is why the internet is a beautiful thing. Why Shopify, Amazon is a beautiful thing. Why this is a beautiful thing. Because now you making money off your talent. You making money off what you love and you enjoy doing it and ain't got to do it all day. You don't have to work 8 hours as a travel agent. You ain't got to work 8 hours as a content creator. You ain't got to work 8 hours when it comes to doing music. You ain't got to work 8 hours when it comes to the acting or whatever you want to call it. The point is, you do what you love. You do what makes you happy. You do what brings you joy. That's it. So when you go on these cruise ships, don't go on there with this American mentality of, I'm going because Carnival is this way. You go because it's a different ship, different experience, and figure out what that experience is going to bring to you. You make the fun even when it's boring. If you're not somebody that can make the best out of a situation, you don't know how to adapt, then that means when you work at a job, you can adapt either. And a job is the one place where adaptability is a requirement. So if you can't adapt when you go on vacation and you can't see what makes that country special and you can't take the American mind frame or whatever it is out of that cruise ship or any place that you go around the world, then that's a problem. Stay your butt home at this point.